Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's stream, which is the week ahead. So, on this stream, we're going to be looking at the major FX pairs from the perspective of the market cycle, and we'll also be identifying harmonic patterns within that cycle, which will give us the entry points. So, before doing this, risk warning: the information contained in this video is not to be deemed as a personal recommendation because the trade signals that Synergy provides are not a regulated activity, so you're not going to be protected from the Ombudsman or the Compensation Services Scheme. Synergy Markets is authorized and regulated for other regulated activities such as broker introductions and providing advice. So let's start. So we've had a really, really strong November. We haven't actually had a loser this month so far. So obviously I'm jinxing that now by mentioning it, but we do have some good trades and we have had some good trades. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the list. AUD CAD, see what it's showing us. So obviously this to me makes a lot of sense what I'm seeing here, but for the novice or someone new to the market, the shapes that you're seeing are simply movements in price that are symmetrical in terms of, the amount of pips fallen, um, just a bit of DNA on the charts. Really, this red example here, this ABCD, you can see the high and you can see the low, and if we simply copy that and move it from the previous swing to the next swing, it will give you an area where the price will more than likely turn. You can see it here, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So we're really just mapping out and at the same time looking, but through this veil, which we're seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, 1, 2, 3 counter trend moves. This is a high, this is a higher low at the moment. So I wouldn't take that as a trade, but reason I wouldn't just yet consider that as a valid trade. I'm still wary about this completing. And if I'm not being mistaken, I can see 1, 2. It's very dicey whether that's going to give us a third and a new low. We have to wait and see. But the picture on the long-term trend is bullish. The cycle is up. This is my little map. So if you can sort of overlay that onto the chart, there you can sort of see on the way down and on the way up, you can see it as well. So we've already sort of done that, it appears, but the devil's in the detail. So crudely, yeah. How many can you count? 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. This hasn't completed a sort of, unless that's an A top, which I doubt it is. But you have to build a case for your next move. So what I can see here is high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Now this sequence you have to look up closer. You have to see it. I mean, that doesn't really help much because I've got too much on the chart to show you. But this sequence here, this low, high, high, low, high, high, what they've managed to happen within here, as you can see in this swing, you see 1, 2, 3 up. In this swing, you can see 1, 2, 3 up. In this swing, you can see 1, 2, 3 down, but they've tricked. They've tricked, really. This was an inducing sort of event, but it just tested the area. So we had 1, 2, 3, and a double bottom. So that twinned with the idea that it's a higher low. You got the order block here. That's already been, that's already been hit for the pip. So people got in on the pip. That's one type of entry that I do sometimes use. So that's on your big picture. You could layer in from there, but we're looking at it here. I want to see a turnaround in price. I want to see high highs and high lows. Has this area been taken out? The last lower high, it has. It has broken. It's broken here. So because it's broken, I'm going to probably colorize that little bit so I can see it's broken. And now I'm waiting. So I want to be told when this. So I've set the scene with a bigger picture, and I'm setting the scene with a lower picture, and that's it. You can see the market works in threes here. Flag, whatever you want to call it, really. Wedge. But ultimately, it's 1, 2, 3. And now we're just resetting almost in the third area where it can chop backs and forwards. So that's what I'm seeing there. Moving on. AUDCHF. AUDCHF. What have we got? So we got into this guy. Took a lot of heat, if I'm honest. Horrible heat. So I took this trade here. Nearly hit stop loss. 50 pip stop loss. Came to 37 pips. So that wasn't enjoyable. You start doubting yourself, blah, blah, blah. But it played out. And we've got this consolidation zone and then high highs and high lows internally. Now, for me, I can count, we've got 1 here and 2 there. But nothing, we haven't tested anything here. I don't understand the ICT concepts, but this is probably some sort of fair value gap that needs to fill. But we're in this, and we could have been in it again just here, but we were in it already. And it's good to see. And if we look at where we are in the bigger picture on this particular pair, if I can actually press the daily, you can see that we've got the first zone, second zone, peak, massive W. So this could be the generational entry into this. Look at the state of that candle. Yeah, all very interesting. Right, AUD, let's talk about this. I did actually put a YouTube video out on this particular pair on my Twitter as well. So there's a lot going on here, guys. We got the way up, we got the first zone, the second zone, and the peak. So we've got believe it or not, we had an M up here. You must be able to see that that is an M. You can. And we had an M down, a W down here. Must be able to see that's a W. And that's that. But one thing you can notice is we had an interruption in price here and an interruption in price here. Everything else trended, trended, trended. Here, I couldn't identify an interruption in price. To me, that's just lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. If anything, that's an interruption in price there. But for me, that's just one big level. And I think this is coming lower. It's not the prettiest. We do have a Gartley pattern. Let's just start off by identifying here that we have a Gartley. Now, if we have an ABCD, that's there. Doesn't look it, but it is. Let me just double check. Yeah. So ABCD, and then let's measure where D comes in. So D's at the 50% at the minute, but this new move here further completes that. So that's gone through the 61.8% here and here. Now, the question is this the start of a bigger move higher? Because we've got this 1, 2, 3. So we know we're in the third leg of this move. Now, being in the third leg of the move, is this going to be structured as a 1, a 2, a 3? Maybe. That's definitely a situation. But thinking about the size of the pattern and what it is I can recognize, certainly on the daily. I've got the consolidation one lower, and I've got the big Gartley ABCD. That's weight. Now, against that, I've got one, two, 78.6 as a potential target for it to go to. But for me, I really like this picture. We've got the W at the bottom. Remember one, two, and three. This is also a butterfly pattern that's got some fantastic harmonics. X to D, 127 extension, ABCD structure. If we have a look on the hourly, this ABCD, the D point's acting as support for price at the minute. So we shall see. But ultimately, what I'm trying to do here is trade in line with the trend. And yeah, moving on. EDNZD, one of the best. Not sure on where it wants to go at the minute, but this looks like one. This looks like two to me. That's what it looks like. And it looks short. So now, yeah, that looks short. And on the daily, we've got the main picture again, down and up, and we can identify it down at the minute, and I can just see one push, two pushes. So I'm looking for a short on this guy, top looking pattern. Moving on, CAD CHF, we sent along on here. We've understood for a while where we sit in the market cycle. This is just this. First of all, we have to appreciate there's a massive ABCD pattern with an anchor. We've tested that low now, and you know, this is a generational long. It's taken years for price to fall to complete. So this pattern started in 2017, completed in 2024. If we get anything up to here, which is absolute potential, it's time to jump on now. And this sort of analysis allows that to happen. Moving on, Euro AUD having issues. Yeah, that's the message to self. Massive, beautiful pattern, level one, level two. We've spoken about this one, two, and it's just sort of created a new low now. Really trying to eat into this sort of untested. I don't like using order blocks because everyone uses order blocks, but at the end of the day, they just show your eyes easier where there has been an imbalance, and that will probably get tapped and move on. So looking for longs at the lows of consolidation two. What I can see here is a one and a two. We'll probably get up to here and then have another final drive lower. So I don't think there's a rush on that. EuroCAD. This one's setting up amazingly. Look at this. There's the M, there's the one, there's the two, there's the three, waiting for a double bottom or something. Too early. ABCD there as well. Not looking at that. Euro NZD is another top pattern. What can I see here? I can see a one, I can see a two, but I can also see a shoulder, head, shoulder, and the neckline massively failing at the minute. So this is an interesting one. I need to look at it on a bigger picture. So we've technically also had a high, 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 low, high, high, equal low, hasn't broken. That's still pretty bullish if we can cling on up here, but it's way behind the AUD NZD. Oh, sorry, Euro AUD. Euro USD, this is one. This is one that we need to really pay close attention to now. Level one consolidation. Level one is typically riskier than level two but notice the harmonics complete, so that's massive. So the positives of this are at the low of consolidation one, harmonics complete. I can identify three pushes, one, two, three, or this is one, two, and then we get three. But if that third does happen, it'll probably just tap the low because we've already traded at these lows, and I believe we're on the way up from here. Is there any other structure? So that's the ABCD pattern. So we've extended beyond that. So let's see what the actual. So AB equals CD 60% of the time. The other 40% of the time, it should hit the other fib extensions, and we can see here the 127 it's been engaged with. If it wants to come off more, there's room for it to come to here. Obviously, we don't want to see that if we're looking for longs. But there has been a lot going on to signify this is going to move. GBP AUD, this is a top setup, level one, level two, expecting higher prices, sort of showing high, 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 low, high, 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 low. I must write these down. EU, EA, what other ones have there been? I think they were the main two. So I like the look of this. The type of entry I'll be looking for on this. Um, so we're very close to also completing a harmonic pattern on here, and we probably have completed it. So that's your AB, and that's your CD, and this is a wonderful looking pattern. That's a massive looking pattern. So let me just do something. Right. Just on a side note, crypto, guys, I don't know if you've obviously you've been living under a rock if you didn't notice it. But we spoke about getting into Stellar a while ago, and it's absolutely mooned. So yeah, really interesting space with the Stellar. We'll get onto it. I'll have a little look at it. Right, moving on. So GBP CAD is well, I think it's completed, or it's done a week of drop, second week of drop, third week of drop. So it's done 3 weeks of drop. This is where there could be a variation going on. So ultimately, you've got 1 true week, 2 true weeks. Expect to pull back to begin with. And also, we've had quite a number of days of drop here. We've had 1, 2, 3 completed. So it is a candidate. It is a candidate. I need to be informed on this one. Let me look on the larger time frame. So we're looking for a level two consolidation in here. Price typically shouldn't come back and retest the first zone if that's to be what it is to be. But we have created structure here. We thought we had a low of consolidation too, but we're extending down here. And we shall watch, but we do have reasons to think price is going to lift up. GBP CHF sent this as well. Gone for the CHF pairs this week, past week. So you got 1, 2, 3 down, one up. However, one is below this two, which is slightly risky. We've got a shoulder, head, shoulder. We've got high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Looks like an M, potentially is an M. Took a risk here. So far, it's paid out TP1. Obvious pattern on the way down. M again, 1, 2, which is just consolidation if you take away this bit. And then 3, the minute we take out this lower high, with meaning business, something to absolutely consider getting in with. You can't argue with that. Moving on. GU, again, I think this guy needed to come off more to meet the harmonic. Getting there. Getting there. So far, I can see 1, 2. Is this going to be the third? Maybe. This harmonic here suspiciously stands out as the one that I want to be comfortable that we've met. So that's still suggesting lower prices. So we shall wait on that. We shall certainly wait. Moving on. NZD-CAD. This is one I do want to get long of, but is starting to, well, first of all, we've got the pattern 1, 2, 3, one up, and within that we have this type of consolidation where we are angular. It's quite angular rather than sideways. You're just trying to identify little themes here. I think we are going to go from here because you got the 1, 2, 3, and then they flushed out this time rather than running, and we still expect it to push. So do want to keep looking. Yeah, I can just see one sort of consolidatory zone on this, but if you look carefully, you can actually see that all of this is consolidation, and then you have another consolidation here. So it could be that it doesn't look quite right, so I'm not going to hang my hat on that at all. A, B, C, D, I just got an inclination that that could have completed. And if it has, it's an ugly Gartley pattern. Not too far away, you see? And that will be trading off the lows as well. So yeah, looking good. Enter DCHF. This is like the other CHF pairs trying to break higher. Really love this. Loved it for a while. Took this trade, gave us a nice move up. We are looking still, we haven't actually broken this low. We haven't actually broken this low here. That hasn't been broken. This isn't a break. This is just, trying to test out the area. Not a break. And so far that area is held. So you got shoulder, head, shoulder, hold. Have to watch carefully if it's like the other CHF pairs. Moving on. So we have NZD USD also selling off quite a lot. Now the count is difficult on here, but I think three's completed. 1, 2, 3. I don't believe that is straight 1 and 2. But the big picture, same as AED, USD, level 1, level 2, expecting lower prices. Gold going nuts again, trying to push back to the old high, but not for me. That's where you get burned. But yeah, fair play to it if it keeps doing that. That's cool. That's a drawing at the minute, level 1, level 2, peak formation. We might double top, we might go through it. End of the day, I'm not trading it because it's not clear. And I know we're in a peak if I go to the monthly. Massively peaky, but this could be a second, if we finish the month like that, that's deadly candlestick, but we'll wait and see. Stella, might as well look at Stella now. Now, Stella has done some crazy stuff. That's really crazy, guys. Don't get me wrong, there was opportunity to buy this at 11p. It's gone 5 times that value. So this is a coin that certainly heading in the right direction. It really is. And where on earth does this want to get going to? You know, very exciting. Moving on, USD CAD. This is the old poster boy favorite setup. So pretty on the eye. Look at this thing move. This is a Mona Lisa. This is a Mona Lisa. Got level 1, clear level 2. We have completed here an ABCD, A, B, C, D in consolidation 2. That also coincided with the top of here as well, the top of the ABCD. And now what it looks to me like we're doing is this. So on this one, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think I'm mistaken. 1, 2. Now, if I look at it on here, I could see a W. I can see the 1. I can also see another W. and I want to know when we're breaking higher. All right, lastly but not leastly, this is another one we sent. So we saw 1 week, 2 week counter trend move, higher highs and higher lows, and we sent this trade as well, and we're doing quite nicely. So yeah, listen, thanks for watching. First of all, if you can like and subscribe, and if you're interested in learning more about the methodology, do check out Melon's Trade website, which is my own personal website where we have a harmonics course and a market cycle course. Um, and yeah, other than that, wish you all the best. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you. Cheers.